I want to talk about can we talk about the cheating scandal? The streamer Riley being accused of cheating in Battlefield. Can we please talk about it? Because I have been tormented by this knowledge of this clip. I got a great video on that. I saw like quite a few good ones. But shall we get into it? Shall we? This streamer, Riley, made this tweet saying, the most locked in Catgirl you'll ever see in Battlefield 6. This seems like such a non-issue turned into a lightning rod for transphobes. Yeah. By the way, can we all just like recognize the fact that all these fucking anti-woke losers are like, I can't use they, them for one person. That's not possible. I've never done that before. And then Dexerto on main tweeting, they've been accused of cheating. It's like, isn't that so weird that people can never use they, them pronouns except when talking about trans women? It's so crazy. It's so insane. It's just so wild. Anyways, yeah. They posted this highlight reel.
Oh my god, you did follow me in Delta Force era. That was so long ago. Oh my god, what the fuck? That was nuts!
Okay. I wish this quality wasn't so shit, dude. I wish I could just get like a few more FPS. Wish I could just get a little bit more. Or sorry, a little bit more pixels.
Wow,
Twitter, yeah, for real, dude. Playback. 1080p. Wait, we can get 1080p?
Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie.
I wish I could tell what I'm looking at on this fucking mini-map. Okay, that's what that is. All right. All right, I want to show you guys this in a second.
Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie. Targeting 240 FPS? Good computer. How much of this game have you played, though?
Okay, for people that are just audio listeners that are like, what the fuck am I listening to? It's just a clip of someone that's really fucking cracked at Battlefield 6. Showing that they're cracked. That's it. And a bunch of people have been like, I can't believe they're literally cheating. They're cheating. They're literally cheating. What's cracked mean? It means that you're like really good. No one would have said anything if it was Shroud. Yeah. Okay, so like, let me talk about a couple things. First and foremost, these are the people accusing her of cheating. And I think that it's important for me to show all of you the type of people accusing her of cheating. That's right, Asmongold. All right, buckle in, because you know that this guy's an authority on this based on the footage you're about to watch. Okay, and miss.
I think
Second game doesn't even leave the house. I don't know. Oh my god, dude. This was, dude, the shotgun. Dude, this is such awful shotgun play.
I think I
miss every single shotgun shot. Oh my god. Oh my god. You just uninstall. You're like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I need like water, dude. What's even more sad is that the shotgun's the most OP weapon in the beta test. I mean, shotguns are usually either total dog shit or they're really fucking broken. And at that distance, they're probably really broken. And they're not even looking at you? What the? Okay. So moving on. Isn't the point of the game to get the bullet as close as you can to the person without hitting the opponent? There's one person that kind of talks about all of this in a little bit more depth. Not this. This one I want to show you guys in a sec. But they put out like a whole 14-minute video talking about this clip and talking about the people accusing them of cheating. So like, for example, this clip where they flick shot into the wall and they realized they're not hitting anything, so they moved and then they tried again. A lot of people are like, oh, really? You just happened to flick directly where they were through a wall? The most offensive part about that clip is Riley frequently over flicks. And you can see even in that clip, when you check the minimap where the blip is, because it shows you on the minimap where the enemies are around you, the immediate flick is actually the line that goes through, doesn't go through them. It's still too far because they consistently overflick. Most people usually either have like an overflicking or an underflicking problem, and then you correct. And you can see this in the rest of their clips as well. And we'll like slow down some of the clips so you guys can see. They've also done a bunch of hand cam streams, which all line up with the same exact motions. But this person, and the most important thing is, this is a highlight reel of like your best plays. Of course, your best plays are going to have the things that you landed that were insane, nutty plays. Of course that's going to happen. Yeah, well, you're not gonna fucking upload a highlight reel of you being dog shit. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, but this video is really good. This video explains her
I flicked straight.
gameplay really well. But let me just hold up.
Hit that guy through the wall.
We're not gonna watch the whole thing. I just wanted to watch the first like minute or two.
Riley CS is not cheating. Obviously, there were a lot of people who are interacting with the discourse in bad faith, but I do think there's a subset of people who are just genuinely unsure. So, as somebody who's been around the AIM community for a couple of years now, made
So AIM community is so funny.
occasional AIM content in the past, and is okay at games myself, let's break it down. The elephant in the room is the flick to the rock, but there's a few ideas behind this flick that we need to quickly talk about.
This is why we need to ban
First,
Catgirls from men's sports. Thigh-high stockings compress blood vessels, driving more blood to the brain and providing a 5-head advantage.
That's true.
Male gamers' safe spaces.
That's true.
DNM balls.
And men can't wear thigh highs or they'll literally explode.
We need to understand her play style. Riley plays 4 clips. Whenever she boots up a Battlefield game, the primary objective is getting clips to put in a video. This is something that a lot of mechanically really strong players like to do, but it is fundamentally different from playing optimally or playing to win.
And this is so peak, like, everyone who is immediately saying, like, that aim is just too good, and that's all they're saying is, like, there's no way. You clearly have never interacted with, like, any esports on any fundamentally, like, interesting level. Because you can go ahead and watch, like, esports games for anything, and you'll see plays are way more boring because you're versing people that are, like, insane. Best example I can think of, the Widowmaker map that got really popular was the Paris one, the like Royale one. And you can watch the gameplay from like Widowmakers in actual esports, and they play like fucking pussies because the moment you peek incorrectly, you're dead. Like it's over for you. Like you're just feeding. Because they will the second that you're like a hair is appearing, you're fucking gone. Okay? You don't get to fuck up. And then you watch those same players play in like, you know, top 500 lobbies, and they're playing like crazy people. They're just fucking grappling directly in front of their targets. They're fucking like emoting on these people. They're spraying. They don't care. They're playing for, you know, views. They're playing for content. They're playing for memes. Because the stakes aren't high, because they can just like go ahead and just play how they want to play and go for like these crazy plays that they normally can't. Because in high elo play, if they played like that, in like esports, if they played like that, they would immediately get punished.
Playing for clips in Battlefield means going for target switching clips, which is essentially just chaining kills in succession with minimal breaks in between, usually without releasing the fire button. Flick, track, flick, track, repeat. But better clips will have more kills, bigger flicks, and cleaner tracks. When there's only 1 or 2 people on your screen, a lot of players will go for what we'll call a gamble flick. These are educated guesses as to where another player might be to extend your target switching combo. This might be an audio cue, minimap ping, knowing where someone is from a previous life or before a clip started, or just sending flicks to common angles.
I think also a lot of people who are totally unsure about this and don't really know what is good gameplay and what is not good gameplay haven't seen like insane plays in esports ever happen where they're obviously like, when you're showing up for an IRL event where you're using somebody else's fucking computer, someone else's mouse, someone else's keyboard, whatever, where there's no way for you to be cheating because it's like a LAN game and it's not your setup and it's not your programs. I think people haven't seen those games where like these plays are insane, dude. They're like, these people are cracked. They're insane in the membrane. But there's like a lot of there are a lot of casuals that play and they never sit down to figure out what would make someone better at a game and what would make someone worse at a game. Like think of like your personal hyper fixation, your interest, and think about all the things you know about that interest that other people who are casual wouldn't know it, right? They're going ham, as the kids say. Yeah. Like literally pick any interest that you have. Cooking, baking. Mine is boobies. No. Painting. Any interest that you have, okay? And think about all the things that other people wouldn't know about that interest. That if they picked it up casually, they wouldn't know. Esports pros are like NBA players playing against the third graders in basketball. Yeah. And so like there's a lot of principles that guide these good play. So for example, crosshair placement. Once you get to the point where you're constantly training your crosshair placement, your crosshair is always going to be at head level or like body level. Because you're so used to training it and practicing it, your crosshair is always in the right place. Because that's just, you've practiced it so many times. Shooting through a smoke without 100% knowledge someone is there in the same evolution strategy as running through a rustling bush sound, even though you don't know it's a lion, cost benefit. I think people also don't realize that balding React streamers aren't actually pro gamers by any definition. Yeah. Or pre-firing, right? I don't know. People that have played Valorant is like the worst with this. I don't know what it is about Valorant. The people who play Valorant, like you can't even play competitive Valorant. It's like every lobby is just filled with fucking insane people. Like I'm playing bronze Valorant games and I'm just like dying over and over again. I'm like, this game fucking blows. Like I fucking hate this game. And like you watched it, the death cam, and like they heard one half a footstep. And then as soon as you peek, that's when they pre-fire. It's like, yeah, really? Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, man. Sure. Sure, whatever you say, dude. But like these are all things that look really suspicious when you don't know about them, and then you realize that you just don't know about them, and that's why they look suspicious. Pre-firing looks suspicious until you learn what pre-firing is. Crosshair placement looks suspicious until you learn what crosshair placement training looks like. Flicking looks suspicious until you like notice that they over-flick on almost all of their shots. Or they under-flick on almost all of their shots. In this case, Riley, she over-flicks on almost all of her shots. And then the most offensive, well, Anyways, yeah, they explain how this person in this video, I don't know who they are, but they explain how like this is obviously a compilation of the best clips, of the dopest clips, for the purpose of like social media engagement, obviously. So they're not going to include all the parts where like they flick and then there's no one there, which they describe here, where they're like, sometimes you just, this one's
common angles. A lot of times in fast respawn modes, you can just send a flick at an objective or where enemies spawn and have a good chance of at least getting close to someone. Sometimes you just get lucky. This is all relevant because it explains the why behind.
Sometimes you go for the crazy play and it actually doesn't work out. I'm trying to think of like a good example of this in like not in gaming. Like when you can make like a guess about something based on previous experiences, even if you don't know that there was someone there or not. But I'm like, there's not really a good no look pass in basketball. Man, I don't know shit about sports. I literally don't know anything about fucking sports. Pre-firing and chess. You know what? Sure. Cooking is an example that we can use. When you first start cooking, you probably want to start measuring everything with like tablespoons and teaspoons, right? To get an idea of how much that looks like. At some point, when it comes to cooking, not baking, but when it comes to cooking, you stop measuring things because you have a good idea of what that looks like. And chances are, I don't know if anyone's gotten to this point before, but there's like this good segment that's in Hell's Kitchen where they have them cut out like 8-ounce fillets. And there are some people that cut out perfect 8-ounce fillets. Like they just by eyeball, just by feel, they cut it, they put it down, and it's exactly 8 ounces. It's like, you're cheating. You're using fucking hacks. You have a scale inside your hand. That's gotta be it. But it's just, you just train these things to the point where they become subconscious. And it's the same thing here where like, if you know all of the areas that people will hold, if you know all the rocks that people want to stand by or the spawn points, at some point, if you're trying to go for clips, you can just be like, maybe here? Oh, they weren't there that time. Oh, they were there that time. Maybe here? It's the same thing. You just get like a feel for where you think that might happen or where you think that might, where it might be, where a person might be. Same with bartenders pouring an exact shot. Yeah, it's like, wait, what do you mean you knew that was exactly one shot? And it might look sus to someone who's never, made drinks before, but for other bartenders, they're like, yeah, of course you can. You just get a feel for it. That's it. Map knowledge, basically. Yeah, just you learn the maps. You learn where people will hold, where they won't hold, where they will spawn, where they won't spawn. And then you just... It's just very basic fucking pattern recognition. Shroud. Similar thing with Shroud. Wait, let me see.
Hey there, Cam. Coming. Hey there, can't find
Clearly hacking. Clearly.
them or they're everywhere.
It's okay for Asmon and Tech to feel the way they do. 99% of men feel the exact same way. Bold of you to think that I care about what men think. Very bold play coming into my stream and saying that. That's crazy. All right. Anyways. This is just my personal hyperfixation, okay? And I saw this clip as well. And I want to share it with you guys. We're like, this fucking loser. For anyone somehow not convinced that Riley doesn't cheat, here's a clip from their Twitter of them cheating. Please look at this clip with me, chat. Please look. Oh my God. You see this, guys? Obviously cheating. You can tell that they're cheating because when you slow it down to 0.25x, you can see they over flick on everything and every single motion in the game matches their hand cam. Like literally every motion that she makes is completely matched by the fucking hand cam. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's look at this cheating. Mm-hmm. Going for the knee shots. Mm-hmm. Yep. Classic cheater play. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Did you see that? Wow. Classic cheater play when they start shooting the wall. Like it's so sad, dude. It's so sad. The cope on this is like, it's one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my life. It's actually really sad. And there's been a bunch of other people that have also pointed out that she is over flicking and then she has to correct, and that her hand cam matches where the mouse goes, and that the mini map can show the targets. Shooting the wall in a game without wall bangs, like, come on, dude. Come on. Come on. So anyways, yeah, I just wanted to share that because that's been my hyperfixation, and I'm on the war against Riley on Riley's side, okay? Sorry. I don't think people have shown enough evidence that she's cheating. I'm sorry. I just don't think so. Why don't they just ask the developers if she's using an aimbot? Well, if the developers could tell if you were using something. Also, I don't think people think that she's using an aimbot. They think that she's using wall hacks. I'm pretty sure. Anywho, I'm joining the side of Riley on the war against Riley. Wall pen. Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty pathetic. What do they ask pros? And like the thing is, pros have talked about it and they've said like, this is just good play. This is just good gameplay. Multiple pros have gotten on and said like, she's just good. I'm sorry. She's just good and plays too much Battlefield 6. No, now they're saying advanced aimbot with soft tracking. Again, it's like, there's just too many problems with their accusations or allegations of cheating against her. The hand cam, the mini-map, the over-flicking. Like, there's just too many things. There's just too many things. Did you say Shroud cheats? No. That was a tweet that I pulled up from a Shroud fan account showing a clip of him being good at video games and saying, see, he's cheating. So, it is in fact a skill issue. Again, and it's like, I'm sorry, like, this is peak. Dude's bad at video game, mad that somebody is good at video game. So they must be cheating. It's so sad. It's so sad. And again, the second that anyone pulls up footage that's very obviously, clearly cheating, okay, where there's no hand cam and the movements are all really suspicious, okay. I watch Apex a lot and several pros have been accused of cheating over the years. Only been true about 10% of the time. These chuckle fucks grew up on COD montages. Yeah. Dude. It's just sad.